Hi everybody, how you doing? Everybody okay? What you all up to? Sun's out again today. It's beautiful, isn't it? I am running on caffeine today. I slept really, really badly, as in I didn't get much sleep at all. In fact, I got no sleep really. Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. I'm running on caffeine today, so I'm extra perky. Watch out, guys. Yeah, I've got a lot of coffee in me. I've just realised how bad my fringe is as well. I'm gonna have to cut it myself. It's no good. Morning, Sean. Hi, Sean. It's not morning, is it? It's afternoon. How is everybody? Everybody okay? Hi, what are you all up to? Sun's out here. I've managed to get a couple of my quilts on the line, which is nice. I washed those and got those on. Got some deliveries to do later. We've been over the shop and packing and getting ready for tomorrow's fabric sale, which I'm really excited about. We've had lots and lots of interest with that. So yeah, that's going to be interesting tomorrow. Be fun and interesting, but we'll see how it goes. Today we are going to be doing some. Oh, actually, just before I start, I just wanted to remind you that we have got stuff going on, lots of stuff every day going onto the website. So there's a load of haberdashery going on today. So if you're looking for rotary cutters or blades or machine needles, all of those will be on by the end of today, okay? So, yeah, there's some bits and pieces going on there. Actually, as well, I'm just going to ask Drew, because I've realised, I'll get him in a second, don't worry. I'll get it in a minute. So there's lots of bits going on to the website if you need haberdashery. So I know we've got fabric and stuff on there, but there's lots of other bits going on. We are slowly trying to get the whole shop on. So hi Linda. Oh, hi Heather. So a disappearing £9. Yeah, I've done a couple of those now. Eileen's there as well. Hi guys. Sheila's there as well. Lovely. So did you all watch Sara yesterday? Did you all watch her do a scissor keeper? It was really good, wasn't it? Hi, Catherine. Oh, lots of people coming online, which is fab. I can see Cara's there too, and Linda. Oh, lots of people. Fab. So we're going to do some foundation piecing today. It's one of my very favourite methods. Really is one of my favourite methods. It's a brilliant way of getting really, really sharp points. Okay. So we are going to. In fact, I'm gonna give the. No, I'm not. Hang on a minute. There's two things I've realised I haven't put on the table ready. I'll go and get them in a minute once we stop. Louise Tubb, do you stock Lewis and Irene fabric? Looking for the new hummingbird fabric. We do Lewis and Irene. I don't know if we've got the hummingbird. I will check and let you know, okay? We haven't had any of the new ranges in from them because they're one of the warehouses that are like shut down at the moment. So hi Hilary. Hilary's online as well. Fab. Oh, and Susie. Oh, lots and lots of you. But yes, so Lewis and Irene, we haven't had anything new in from them for months. Well, weeks. Sorry, not months. Weeks. So yeah, they're definitely one of the warehouses that are pretty quiet. I think they've furloughed all their staff. So I'm not sure if it comes out next week. No, we won't have had it. And their warehouse is actually shut at the minute as well. So I don't know if anybody's going to be getting it yet. There might be some people, but yeah, sorry. Cool. Right. Oh, Sandra's there. Grace is there. Helen's there. Oh, lots and lots of you. Fabulous. So we're going to get started. We're going to do foundation piecing. I will disappear for a second. Okay. I'm going to give the phone to Drew. I'm going to flip it round. There we go. Say hi, Drew. And then flip it round. Okay, just realised you're going to have to plug the microphone back in. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, sorry ladies, like this. Oh, 2 seconds. I realised that I hadn't picked up the bits I needed. Oh, there we go, hi. Sorry about that, guys. See, that was me thinking I was all prepped and ready. Not in the slightest, not really. So, foundation piecing is it's sometimes called foundation piecing, sometimes called foundation paper piecing. It totally depends on what you do it on. And a lot of originally it was done on paper, and then you picked all the paper out. So the pattern was printed onto paper, or you traced it on and you sewed onto the paper and sewed all the bits together, and then you have to tear the paper out. I can't be bothered with that. Okay. And so a lot of people, and it's quite tiresome because sometimes the paper can get stuck in the stitches and you have to get tweezers and everything. So I like to use stitch and tear, which is a form of interfacing. It's quite stiff, but you can trace on and you can sew onto this and you can leave it in your quilt. It goes beautifully and soft when you wash the quilt for the first time. It goes really, really soft. So it is a little stiff to start with. So I don't know if you can see these ones here. These were done with stitch and tear, but it's because the quilt's been washed, it's gone. It feels just like the rest of the quilt now. So it does go lovely soft. So, and you can leave this in. You don't have to take it out, even though it's called stitch and tear. You don't have to take it out. It can stay in the quilt, and it makes life a lot easier. So what we're going to do is there's hundreds and hundreds, I mean thousands of foundation piecing patterns out there, okay? Just so many, and they're brilliant if you want to make pictures. I've just grabbed this book quickly. We did some of these in class ages and ages and ages ago. So if you want to make pictures of quilts, let me see if I can find some good, nice pictures, okay? So if you want to make a wall hanging or a picture, foundation piecing means that you can do that so much more easily rather than there we go. You see that one there with the owl and the little mouse and stuff. Okay, you can do it so it just works really, really well rather than, and I love the polar, you know I love bears. I've got a real thing about bears. Love that polar bear. Okay, it gives you that ability to make much more complicated patterns without lots and lots of little tiny pieces. Which you've then got to match your points, particularly if you're doing pictures. You've got to match your points and get them to look right. This is an incredibly easy way of doing it. So I've picked out a pattern that we have done before in class about 3 years ago. There is a template which I will put on the website, but it's not my template, okay? So it was a free one online, but I will put it on a website but it'll be free, okay? Because obviously I can't charge for it because it's not mine. But it was a freebie one originally. So I'm going to pop that on a website later on this afternoon, so you'll be able to get it. And what we're going to have a little go at today is called the Nils Star, okay, quilt block pattern, which can you see it's got like this sort of interlocking design round the star, okay? You can use it. I've just made one into a cushion, but you can make lots of them and make them into a quilt. They'd be beautiful on the front of a bag. They'd be really nice as like a table runner or something. You can use them. It's just a block at the end of the day. So whatever you would use a block for, you can use this for. So I thought I'd take you through the steps of foundation piecing. Okay, I'm going to move my cup of tea out of the way. So, how's everybody doing? Any comments there, Drew, while I just get rid of a second?
Linda had said, oh, this is what I did to Bruce.
Yes, your Bruce cushion that you did, the Stenage cushion you did, that's exactly what you did. Yeah, this was foundation piecing. Okay.
It says her favourite part is taking the paper out.
Ah, see, I hate that bit. That's my real bugbear. Which is why I use stitch and tear. Because I hate taking the paper out. I'm so lazy. It just takes ever with the tweezers, but it's fine. You can print onto stitch and tear. Okay, so if you want to, you can actually cut out A4 sheets of stitch and tear, make your own A4 sheets and put them through your printer, and it will print the design directly onto it, which means you haven't got to do this bit that I'm going to do now, which is the tracing bit. Okay, so I've got this pattern for each quarter of the block. So for each quarter, okay, you need 3 separate pieces. Okay, I've already traced out A, I've already completed C, but I thought I'd just show you how I trace out B, okay? So really nice and easy. I'm just going to put it underneath the stitch and tear, and you want a nice sharp pencil, okay? So either a mechanical pencil, or make sure your pencil's got a really sharp point, because the whole point of this is that the more accurate your tracing is, the more accurate your sewing will be, okay? You haven't got to worry about a 1/4 inch seam. You haven't got to worry about, what was I going to say? You haven't got to worry about your points matching, because if you accurately trace it out, I can never say that word, accurately. Always comes out, it sounds slightly odd. As long as you trace it out really, really carefully, you will get a really nice, precise finish on it, okay?
Susan asked, could you say the name of the star again?
It's called Nils Star. So it's Nils Star quilt block. It was a paper piecing pattern by generationsquiltpatterns.com. But like I said, I will pop it on the website free of charge. Okay, so just if you want it, you can order it on the website, and I'll email you a copy. Okay, but like I said, I've moved that now, haven't I? Like I said, obviously we can't charge for it because it's not ours, but it was a freebie pattern online, and there are hundreds of patterns out there. There's lots of freebie ones. Can you see the pattern's got this little dotted edge, dotted line on it? That's where we're going to cut it out on. So I'm going to just trace that out as well, okay? So I'm tracing that bit out there and down that bit there. And you don't have to be overly accurate on that bit because it's just a cutting out bit.
Carol asks, how much is a stitch and tear?
Stitch and tear is £5.95 a metre, but it's 58 inches wide, so you'd get probably 12 blocks out of a metre. Again, that's going on the website this afternoon, okay? That's going on, but if you want any, you can call us or you can go on the website for it, okay? The other thing I would suggest is when you're tracing out is to write onto the stitch and tear what your colours are, because it's very, very easy to get your colours the wrong way round, because these are a mirror image of what they'll eventually be, okay? So on here, I know that this one here, that's number 3. I'm going to sew that the third one, and that's my band. So I'm going to write on what it says. So that's number 1, and that's my background colour, and that's number 2, and that's my star 2 colour, S2.
Jane Case, I've just joined. Would this be a 12-inch block?
It does. Oh, I don't know actually. What's this just come out at? Let me have a little look. Let's have a little look. Yes, it's a 12.5-inch block. So you could do this in your isolation quilt colours. But yes, it will be a 12.5-inch block when it's finished. Okay, couldn't remember for a second. That's because I've never actually put this one in a quilt. So all I've done is just trace it out, okay, and then I'm just going to cut it out slightly bigger. Okay, and then we can start sewing this. So the thing you want to do first of all is choose your colours. Okay, so I know because of what it says on here on the pattern, I need a background fabric. I need a band fabric, so by band they mean this line that's running through, okay? And then I want 2 fabrics for my stars, so S1 and S2, okay? Just going to move all that out of the way because I don't need that now. So my number 1 is my background fabric, and this is the starting bit, is the bit that most people get a little bit confused with, okay? Because we're going to be working on, we're going to be have the fabrics on the back of the foundation. Okay, this is the foundation basically. The stitch and tear, all the paper, whatever you're doing is your foundation. That's kind of what is your pattern, okay? And we're going to be working on the back of it. So I need a piece of fabric that one little tip, if you're brand new to foundation piecing, be over generous, okay, with your fabric. Because the bits you cut off, you're reusing smaller pieces. But people try and cut really small, tiny little pieces when they first start out with foundation. And because of how it flips, which you'll understand in a moment, because of how it flips open at different angles, it's so easy for it not to cover the piece that you need it to cover. So always go way bigger than you think you're going to need. So cut a massive big piece like that of background fabric to start with. Seems wasteful, but it won't be because you will use all those little bits up, okay? And I'm going to put it wrong side of the fabric to the wrong side of the stitch and tear, okay? And then I want to just move it round. So can you see? So this is my number 1 piece here, okay? That piece there is my number 1. And I want to make sure that that plus the seam allowance here is all totally covered. So I can chop down that bit there because I don't need that bit there, okay, because I'm still within there, and I can take it down a bit over here as well, okay. Now again, that looks really wasteful, but there's lots of pieces that have got smaller bits of background, so you will use these smaller pieces, okay. The next thing you want to do is you want to trim off, so we're going to be sewing on these pencil lines, okay, so we're going to be stitching down these pencil lines, okay, to create the pattern. So my first line I'm going to stitch is between number 1 and number 2. So I want to fold the foundation, stitch and tear back along that line, Okay, now one of the reasons that I like a really nice sharp pencil when I'm tracing out is that the pencil drawing it actually scores the stitch and tear, so it folds back really, really easily. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So what I've done is fold down that line like that. Okay, now you want to trim off this fabric to 1/4 inch away. Now you can use a standard little ruler like that and make sure that the line on the 1/4 inch line, or any ruler, you know, it can be a big ruler, it doesn't matter, the line is right up against the foundation. Okay, however, here's ones we got earlier, so Drew, if you just want to come up a minute, they've got these lovely little rulers called add a quarter. If you like foundation piecing, if you do it a lot, these are an absolute godsend. I wouldn't be without mine. It's one of my absolute go-to products for foundation. It's just makes life so much easier. What it is, it's a little ruler, and we do them in small and large. Okay, they're obviously acrylic plastic, just like normal rulers, but it's got a little ridge here, which is 1/4 inch. So you can tuck that ruler right up. I don't know if you can see it. It sort of stops against that folded line, and it can't slip over. Okay, so if you're doing this one and you're trying to measure your quarter, it's quite easy to get it wrong. However, with practice you can do it. However, these are brilliant because you just tuck that up against that line, against the fold, and it sort of locks into place, and I can cut off that excess. Everybody with me so far? You okay? So I've folded down that first line and I've cut off with 1/4 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a pin there just to hold that fabric in place. Still no stitching at the moment, and we're now going to start on we now want the fabric for number 2, which for me is S2, so I know that that is this fabric here because that's what I chose. Okay, again I'm going to cut off that's about right, generous piece like that. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put them right sides together, and because you've trimmed that fabric down, you know that the placement's right. So I'm going to put this fabric like that. Okay, and then pin that together. Okay, just pop a pin in there. Right, so I've got these fabrics now right sides together, aligned on that edge that I've just cut, and now you're going to sew. Okay, so we're going to start stitching here and we're going to finish just there. Okay, so we're going to go over to the sewing machine. There we go. So you don't have to worry about 1/4 inch foot. In fact, if you've got an open toe foot, that's even better at this point because you can really see what you're doing. And you want to pop your needle on the start of the line and take a couple of little stitches and then back stitch. Okay, just to secure it, and then just stitch down that line. Okay, don't have to, and then take a couple little back stitches just to finish. Okay, so just going to give that a quick little press, and then I'm going to open that out, flip that out. Just realised my cup of tea's in the way there. Okay, and I've got a really nice neat line. Okay, so back to another piece of trimming. Scoot me. I really need a rolly chair, don't I? Or 2 chairs. Maybe if I had 2 chairs and just hop between them. How's everybody doing? Any comments, Sarah? You with me so far?
Sean said this is really interesting. Linda has I spy Liberty fabric.
You do spy Liberty fabric, yeah. I'm using up some scrappy bits that I'd left over. Okay, so I now want to sew between number 2 and number 3. So the line between 2 and 3 is this line here. So I'm going to fold it back on itself, just like we did with that first one, to get it out of the way because you don't want to cut your foundation. I'm going to pop my little add a quarter in like that, and I'm going to chop off all of this excess. Okay, again, don't worry, you will use these pieces up in other blocks. Okay, and then I want fabric number 3, which is my band fabric, which is this one here. I'm just going to give that a little press because it's a bit wonky. Okay, and can you see, like, it's pretty irregular shaped, but as long as I know it's big enough to go on there, it doesn't matter because it's going to be the right shape once we've sewn it on. So I'm going to flip it back over. I'm going to pop that fabric in line with that line that we've just drawn. Okay, and then back to the sewing machine we go. And I'm going to stitch down this. I'm going to stitch down this line now. So the line between 2 and 3. So it's this one here. Okay. So there. Oh. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Are you up to anything interesting? I feel like you're not commenting today, and I'm just you rabbiting on, or is it because you're concentrating? So we're going to open that one out like that. Okay, and that piece is actually finished because there was only 2 lines of stitching in that one. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to trim that down, and then I'm going to do the other piece of this quarter. We're going to do that all together as well. Okay, so it's at this point you want to measure. So you had the dotty line. Where's the pattern gone? There we go. You had the dotty line on the pattern. So this was the outside. This is actually going to be your stitch line, and this is your cutout line. So this was my stitch line, and this was my cutout line. So it should be about 1/4 inch away. So I tend to line it up like that and trim off all of that excess fabric like that. Now, you know, don't waste that. It can go into your into mile a minute quilts. It can go into smaller pieces on a foundation. You'd be surprised. One day I asked Marilyn about the llama that we did foundation piecing, and the pieces were literally like 2 threads across. Some of them, they were so tiny. Okay, so I've just gone all the way around, just cutting off on what would have been the dashed lines. Okay, and that's that piece done. Okay, and can you see that it's actually opposite? It's this piece here that we drew out. It's actually like a mirror image because you've worked on the back. Okay, so if you look at it, it fits in there, but actually the finished piece is a mirror image. Okay, now I've already done C. Okay, and we'll join those 2 eventually. But I'm going to show you that whole process again, and we're going to do number A, but I'm going to do just a bit quicker, okay, so we get it finished. So A is my background fabric. So I want a piece of my background fabric, and I need quite a big piece. So I'm gonna...
Carrie and Nikki said they're both concentrating.
Yeah. It is, I'm going to say it's not difficult. It's not difficult. Once you get your head round it, it's an incredibly simple method. It's just getting your head around this one a little bit. It's the idea that you're working on the back of the foundation all the time rather than the front. I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. So there we go. That can fit into there like that. Okay. So the first one is between A1 and A2. So I'm going to fold that back between A1 and A2 like that. I'm going to use my little add a quarter. Oh, there it is. Oh, I've got to see. You do get messy. And chop that off. Ooh, I was trying to do it towards you. No, hang on, I'm going to stand up a second. There we go. Normally, obviously, I would have that turned towards me, but I'm trying to do it so you guys can see. Okay, so there's my 1/4 inch. And then grab a pin and just pop that just to hold it there for a second. A2 is my band again, so I know that my band is this fabric here. Okay, and that piece, which is a piece that I chopped off on a previous one, so I'm using that bit, is going to go against there like that. Let's move that over just a weeny bit. Now, if you're worried that it's not going to fit, you can, when you're starting out, if you pop a pin in along the line like that, and then flip this out, I then tend to hold it up to the light. Now you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but if you hold it up to the light, you'll be able to see, I don't know if you can actually, see through, and the fact that the whole of A2 is covered. I don't know if that's coming up on the camera or not, But by putting those pins there, I know that this piece is big enough. Okay. So again, I'm going to just sew down that one quickly. Very inelegantly. I couldn't find the foot then.
Jane K says she loves foundation. I hand stitch mine. It's very therapeutic.
Oh, it is. It's really nice. You can hand stitch it if you don't want to machine stitch it. This is a lovely project to hand stitch. I remember you did the crazy patchwork, crazy log cabin one, Jane, which was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And actually, we've got Carrie. I know you've got as well. I think you've got the braided one, maybe. We've got some calico panels in the shop, which have lots of different designs printed on them already. In fact, in a second I'll find one because I know I've got one in the drawer over there. In fact, actually, I'll find it now for you. 2 seconds.
She said Linda Pinch has a very nice quilt as well.
Oh, yes, Linda's. Do you remember Linda's quilt? Okay, so we have these. Okay, I'll go back to this in just a second. We have some of these in the shop. So this is the braid one. And this is exactly the same as, rather than having to trace it all out, you work directly onto the calico and you leave the calico in. So I would start, can you see, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I start my colours up again. And these panels, they're £10.95, but there's lots and lots of different designs. So there's a log cat, there's a courthouse steps, there's a Dresden plate, a grandmother's fan one, there's a braid. I'll find them for you, okay? And I'll get them onto the website or onto our Facebook page. But you get like 7 braids with this, so, and you've got all the instructions on them as well. So you can make the most beautiful quilts. In fact, that could be, if you'd like to, right, there we go. I'll go off the top of my head. If you'd like to win one of these panels, okay, I want to see your foundation piece in quilts. You know, we gave away a layer cake last week. We'll do this through till Monday, so we'll draw this on Monday. If you'd like to win a panel, okay, I will put a challenge post up like I did last time. I want you to post me pictures of foundation piecing that you've done, okay? I know that's a little bit unfair if you've never had a go. However, this cushion is so quick, you could get one done by Monday, I promise, all right? But if you have a little go, have a little challenge. Let me have a look at what your foundation piecing is, okay? And we'll pull out one of the panels and we'll do a free prize draw again.
John says, do all the pieces have to have the same grain the same way?
No, not at all. No, it really doesn't. It doesn't matter with foundation piecing because that foundation is holding it all in place. It doesn't matter if they're slightly on the bias or anything because you've got that stability. That stitch and tear is making it stable. So no, it doesn't all have to be on the same way. Not in the slightest. If you've got a directional fabric and you really wanted to make it go like that, good luck. It can be done, but because of how it flips and everything, it's incredibly hard to get them to go all the same way. That's a real experienced foundation piece there, okay?
Jane Case, is there a pattern for the quilt behind you?
Quilt behind me, yeah, this is the Cosmic Star quilt, and that's on the website. That one's available to buy. And yeah, that's a Cosmic Star, that one's called. Okay, so going back to this one. So I've done 1 and 2, and I'm going to add on 3. Okay, so I'm going to fold back against that little line. So you can see this little line is only tiny. It's a little tiny bit of sewing there. Okay, so I'm going to fold that back, add on add a quarter ruler, and cut it off, the excess. Again, I'd keep that bit for something else. And then my A3 is a background piece. So I can go back to one of these bits that I cut off because I know there's going to be enough there. Okay, and I'm going to stitch that one on. Is this all making sense to you guys? I mean, am I all over the place today? Do you need...
Marion said yes, it is clear.
Cool. Keep getting distracted by other thoughts today. It's lack of sleep.
Natalie says you're making it look so easy. Cool. Would like to give it a go. I give this a go now. Oh,
absolutely. Please do. I love foundation piecing. It's one of my favourite methods. You should all see. In fact, Linda Pinch, you definitely need to put a picture up of your flowers, your American flowers quilt. It's stunning. She did the most amazing, all by hand as well. She did all the foundation piecing by hand. She did the most amazing quilt with all these beautiful flowers. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. So there we go. So that's number 3 done. So now I want to cut along. So I'm going to fold back between 3 and 4 here. Fold back there like that. And
it just the thing just said trying to reconnect because of the internet. But
ooh, are you still with us, ladies?
it's just come back on. I think
Cool.
we're fine.
I think we had a little blip there. Okay, so I'm just getting rid of all that excess. Like that. Okay. And then my last bit here says A4, which is S1, which was the other one of my star, which is this one here. So I'm going to cut myself a piece of that off. And I don't, some foundation patterns give you very, very precise cutting instructions. They'll want you to cut certain size squares. In fact, actually, that was wasteful. That's wrong. I need much more than that.
Nikki England asked, is there something called English paper piecing?
Yes. So English paper piecing, we did a tutorial on that back right at the very beginning, probably 4 weeks ago now. Wow, we've been doing that this long. It'll be on our YouTube website. I did some English paper piecing, and we're actually going to be doing some more English paper piecing on Saturday, I believe it is, next week. So not this Saturday, next week. I'm going to do some more English paper piecing. Okay, so keep tuned for that one.
Everyone really likes the ruler.
They're fantastic. I've got, I think, 4 of the little ones and 4 of the big ones, but they're going to go on the website this afternoon. Okay. So I'm going to pop that one down there like that. Just pop a pin in just to hold it in place. And this is the last line of stitching on this piece. Okay, scoop along. I might have to, I'm going to have to see if Argos or somewhere like that's going to deliver a wheelie chair, because I really need one. Back stitch just to finish. Okay, there we go. So take that pin out, take that one out. Oh, got another one in there. Don't even remember putting that one in. There we go, and iron that one out. And that block's now finished, so we're going to trim it down. Okay. Right. And you can use your little add a quarter if you want to. This one, because I've only taken the little one out of the packet. I'm just going to use my bigger ruler, just because it'll be easier for that long length there. There we go. So get rid of that bit, and that bit there. And then last little bit, that bit there. Okay, so that's A done. Right, so I'm going to
Linda Tomlinson asked, how do you know which order to do them in, please?
It says on the pattern, love. Okay, so if we just go back to the pattern, hopefully you'll be able to see this. So this piece I've just done, can you see? So piece A, I'm going to start with number 1, which is background. A, number 2 is my band. A, number 3 is background. A, number 4 is S1, which is star 1. Okay, and then you can see on B, because this piece is B, you've got 1, 2, 3, and it tells you what colours to do and what order to do them in. Okay.
And how much is the Dresden plate one?
The Dresden plate panel, they're £10.95. All the panels are £10.95. Okay. Sorry, quick slurp of my tea. Okay, so I'm now ready to build this little quarter block. Okay. So can you see this is my A piece and my B piece and my C piece. So on this pattern it even tells you which bits to join first. Can you see it says join 1? So you're going to join that bit first. So we're going to join that piece and that piece like that. I'm going to join these 2 edges. Does that make sense? So I'm going to join those 2 edges. So it's those 2 there. I'm going to come across like this. Okay, so quick tip when you're joining. If you find the corner that you've drawn there and pop a pin through, can you see it's not necessarily come out on the corner that side? So you want to make sure that you're pinning corner to corner, okay? Because if you just line up your edges, that's not right, okay? You want to line up your drawn edges. So I've put a pin in there and found the corner the other side, and I'm going to do the same this end. So I'm going to find the pin there, sorry, put a pin through the corner there, and I'm going to find the corner, oh, where is it, that side, okay, like that, and I know that that now is in line, so that when I stitch down this pencil line here, okay, and so you're not aligning the raw edges, okay, you want to line up the pencil lines, okay, because that's how you get the accuracy. So scoop back over here, and then I'm going to stitch down there. There we go. And down to the end. Okay. And where possible, I would iron, I know we never do this with quilting, but I would iron my seams open with stitch and tear, okay? It makes life so much easier when you're putting it together if your seams are open, okay? I know we normally always go to the dark side, and there's obviously good reasons for that, but when you're using a foundation piece in like that, I would iron them open, okay? And then I'm going to do exactly the same, and I'm going to add on A to this side. So I want to get those pins and in through the corner there, and through the corner there, and then do the other corner. So pin through the corner there, and find the corner the other side, which is, it's very difficult doing this towards you guys instead of towards myself, okay, like that. And then I would definitely, with a long seam like this, I'd pop a couple of pins through to make sure that it's in line. So again, pin through that line, and can you see I'm not quite on the line there? I know it's only a widgy bit, but you want to be as accurate as you can, so just move it down till I hit the pencil line. This is incredibly difficult doing it towards you. I'm trying to second guess myself here. There we go, got it. Okay, so I'm now going to stitch that line down. Everybody okay with it so far? You all alright?
I think so.
Yeah? Any comments? Anybody? Any questions, ladies?
Linda Thompson said magic, thank you.
Good. Okay, so I'm going to start right at the top there. I think that moved down. That's because I'm rushing it. There we go, all the way down. Fab. Okay. Oh no, that wasn't too bad. I thought that was going to be a lot worse than it was then. I didn't think my points were going to match. But it did, it was fine. It felt like it slipped. Okay, so I'm just going to iron that open again. I just find the ironing open with this method is, it just seems a lot smoother, as long as you can get your fingers in there without burning your fingers on the iron. Come on, there we go, got it. Okay, right, now it's time to put it all together. So you would make 4 of those. Okay, I'm just going to make some space here because I've got lots of bits all over the place. Let's make some room. Oh, I think that went in my tea. Oops. So you would make 4 of those. Can you see how that's come together? So I've done 4. Okay, and then you're going to put them together just in pairs. So you're going to rotate them like this and like that. Oh, sorry, Drew, I've come a bit too close to you, haven't I? There we go. So I put them together in pairs, and when you join them, you're going to do exactly what I did a moment ago. I'm going to put my pins through and find those lines both sides. Oh, excuse me, hay fever still. Oh dear. So I put them together in pairs, and then I would put the pairs together like that. Okay, and there's your star. Okay, and can you see how it looks like this band is kind of weaving in between the points? Okay, you couldn't really do that with normal cutting. It just wouldn't work. You wouldn't get this illusion. There would be too many Y seams in there. It just wouldn't work. And you can see in different colours what it looks like. So this is a cushion I made ages and ages ago with this pattern. Okay, and then all I did was just quilt it up as you would normally, as you want. You don't have to quilt it up in any special way. So it's starting to get a bit grubby now. It needs a wash.
Vicky asked, is that a special type of iron or just a travel one?
Oh, it's just a little mini iron. We have got a couple on the website, but if you've just got a normal travel iron, you can use that. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, it's no special iron, no steam. You just don't want any steam with patchwork and quilting, particularly when you're foundation in. You don't want the steam because you'll wrinkle the stitch and tear. Okay.
Everyone says it looks amazing. Marion says it looks beautiful.
Yeah. It's a lovely
Dawn
method.
loves it.
Yeah, I love foundation piecing. It's one of my favourite things, and they can get really fiddly. I mean, I made a bear, like a brown bear, but all in Liberty fabrics, in Liberty Tana Lawn, and some of the pieces generally were like half the size of my fingernail, some of the little pieces in there. But yeah, it's quite a therapeutic one because you can't really go wrong, because you're stitching the pattern. As long as you stitch on the lines of the pattern, it'll go together because it's all been designed to do that for you.
Carrie asked, are you still visiting Barry this afternoon, or shall I come to dinner?
No, I am doing deliveries. I've got a delivery to Barry this afternoon, so I will come and pick up your pieces, darling. It's on my list to do.
That's about it.
Cool.
Nikki says it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It says gorgeous. I've yet to do it. To do paper piercing.
paper piecing, yeah.
That's it.
Cool. Fab. Well, have a little go, ladies. Like I said, I'll get the pattern onto the website, okay? It'll be a freebie one. You can but you need to order it, so I've got your email addresses, okay? So yeah, go on the website and you can order it, and I'll send it out for you. But it's a lovely technique, and there are so many. I mean, just go onto Pinterest, Google foundation paper piecing patterns. There are hundreds out there. Some of them are very complicated, okay? And if you've never done it before, go with something a little bit more simple, okay? Like this one. This is a relatively easy one. Some of them will have thousands of pieces in them, okay? So if you've never done it before, play safe to start with. If you have done it before, go for it, absolutely. And I want to see what you're doing. So yeah, we'll do it, like I was saying, we'll do a challenge post again. So I'd like to see your pictures of foundation piecing. Okay, so I'll put a challenge post onto our Facebook page, and just comment with a picture, and all the pictures that you send will put you all into a draw to win one of the foundation piecing calico panels. Okay.
Dawn asked, are you in the shop later for me to order?
The phone's through to my my mobile, so you can ring, okay? It won't go out till tomorrow now, but if you ring, I can take the order over the phone for you.
Everyone says lovely tutorial. Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Hopefully that made sense. These rulers, like I said, will be going onto the website this afternoon, so give Alex a couple of hours. So if you do want one, don't badger me in an hour if you can't find them, all right? It takes him a little while to do it, but he does get it all on there, okay? But they will be on today, so if you really want one, I'd probably wait till the morning. I've got about 4 or 5, or give me a call, okay? If you're desperate for one, give me a call, okay? But they are, if you like this method, these are brilliant, and they're good for other things as well. There's loads of other stuff you can do with them, all sorts of things you can do with them. So they've got this whole like little tutorial guide in there as well, by the looks of it. I'd never noticed that before, which is brilliant. Cool. Any other questions? Anybody else got anything they want to say?
No.
No? Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow, but we're going to be in the shop and we're doing our fabric sale. Okay? We've got a load of fabrics there, so we will, we're going to be doing the fabric sale like an auction. All right? So it's only on Facebook Live. Anything we don't sell, we will put onto Facebook afterwards. But at the moment, it's all the lots are going to be on the Facebook page. So that starts at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll see you in the shop then. So hopefully you'll all join us for that and put some stuff in your stashes. Okay. Anything else, Drew? No?
Nope.
Cool. All right. I will see you tomorrow then, ladies. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Stay safe. Stay home. We'll see you soon. Bye.